I have this in my hands finally. Hey folks, so welcome to another video. Today we have one of the most anticipated team transport of 2026 yet. That is the 250 GTO with the 642 transporter. So this is part of a set of three. The other ones being the 86 Sprinter and the Lycan Hypersport, each accompanied respectively by the Fleet Street and the Eurohauler. This was a bit difficult to get your hands on because how easily people used to grab these. Of course, they never stayed on shelves of any store. Online as well, it was quite a nightmare, but managed to get it somehow. So without too much of a wait, let's start with so there you go in all its glory. The 250 GTO with its truck. Let me bring it out first and we'll take a look at both these castings one by one. Okay, let me start with the actual car. So for those who don't know, this is the 1962 version of the Ferrari, the 250 GTO. And first things first, I think this was there within the card for too long and it has become a bit sticky. So we have to see what we can do with that. Anyway, so going back a little bit of history, what this is about. So number 22, which was I think ended up in the third position, but I don't know. I am not too I don't know very well about Le Mans. So it was number 22 and in 1962. So this GTO was one of four and this I think was the third position one, number 22. It was driven by Beruls and Elde, but I don't remember the other names. I think those two are the ones who rode this car in the Le Mans series. And fun fact, you know what GTO means? So GTO is basically Gran Turismo and O is the Italian for homologated, that is homologated, or that is how I think it's pronounced. So that's the word, that's the term GTO. Now let's go back to the casting specifically. Ferrari red, metal base, insides are plastic. Let me start with the detailing because they're done very well, being a premium, and also with the license, Hot Wheels did a very good job with this specific casting. Inside you can see the driver's seat on the left. There's a good dashboard here, which is very nice to see. You don't get to see those very often. On the back, let me see if I can see anything through the reflections. Okay, there isn't too much of a detail if you see from the back. And in the front you can see the Ferrari logo painted on headlights. These things are, I think they are the air inserts, and you have lamps, bigger lamps here. On the back you have 250 GTO written, accurate lights, twin exhausts. In the bottom you have, this is from 2025 metal, so this is the first casting in premiums at least. I remember there being older castings of Ferrari from the mainline versions of the GTO, I should have one. Let me go and get it if I find it. I'll be back in a second. So through the magic of editing, a 15-minute search has been condensed into a few seconds. Here is the casting I was talking about, the 50 GTO. This is, I don't remember when this is from, so 2008 I guess. Yes, so 1962, Italy. Yep, I think that is the information which makes sense. I mean, this is okay. The details, now that I take a look at it again, these are the wheels that I don't like too much. But what this car represents is what makes it worth it. So there you go. So this is basically the mainline versus the premium of the same 250 GTO. Paint job is different, yes. Of course, the base here is plastic, wheels differ, and yeah. So that was that. Getting back to our actual car. Now that we've taken a look at the 250 GTO premium here, let's take a look at the transporter. So the fun part about this is that this truck, I think there were two trucks of these. One was used to transport the homologated vehicles, that is the road cars, and another one the race cars, which is this one. So to know the difference, you have to take a look at the number plate here. So MO42629 is the one which transports the race cars, while the one which is 42628, I think that is the one that transported the race cars. I remember it to be 8, but please do correct me if I am wrong. And I don't remember who, I think it was Maserati who also ordered these trucks for transport of their race cars. So Maserati and Ferrari both used the same trucks. Let's take a look at the bottom. What do we have here? Yes, this is the name of the truck, the 642 RN2 Bartoletti, designed in 2025, so a new one. And you have the tires, good detailing in the bottom. So on the materials part, this part is metal, so this piece, yes, base is metal, this is plastic. Now where does plastic end? So this entire part is plastic. Same on the other side, of course. And this is a bit similar to the second story lorry we saw the other day in my older videos. You can fit 3 cars here, and if you want to insert a car inside, all you have to do is drag this out. So this ramp comes out like this, and your car can be pushed inside as so. Does it go only to this extent? Am I doing anything wrong? Maybe. Yeah, so it goes only to this extent, and I'm not sure if yes, this is enough. Okay, so a little bit of the car sticks out. That is fine. You have the car inside, and you can fit 2 more on top. That is always fun. Let's see if I can fit anything else. I'll get a couple of more Ferraris if I have in hand. I don't know where I put my Ferraris, to be honest. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Here there is actually something of intrigue. There are 3 screws here. I don't remember if I covered that in the video with the second story lorry that we talked about. I tried opening them to see what they are for. Let's do the same for this one. You put a screw there and you have to expect me to open it. Just a second as I come back with my screwdriver. Here you go. Let me quickly open these screws to see what this is about. One is out. So is 2. And 3. Does this come off? It does. That is nice. This is probably the first team transport that I've been able to disassemble, at least to the extent that they allow us to. So there are 2 more screws here, which I think are going to separate this top frame. So do I or do I not? Let's do it, no problem. There it is. So what else comes out? Something is moving, but I'm not sure if I will be able to take it out without breaking it. Okay, so some kit came out. Then how is this attached? Oh, this is very deep, so you have to lift it a lot to get it back. Does it make sense to drag it out? No. Could this be the thing? Yes, there it is. So we have this out and this. Okay, now that we have disassembled it, not that I'm going to customize this, but yeah, you give me the screws and you can't expect me to not open it. There you go. I hope I still remember how to fix it back. Next I place this inside. I think. Or no. Oh no. So I think I've forgotten already. The keys, you go in. Then you go. Yes. There's a huge gap here which was not there in the beginning. Or was it? Yeah, it's there. It should be. Doesn't make sense without the gap. Then you go inside. Okay, so this is basically a 2-part process. take the slide from the top and will I be able to do this? Better this way. Pull it out, lift it up from the bottom, let it come here, while this plastic frame comes and sits atop these two holes. I think that is how it is supposed to. Do you go there? Yes, you go and sit there. This goes and sits. The mechanism is back, and let's put the wheels back. Before we do that, let's fix these screws. Luckily my screwdriver is magnetic. Finally we put the frame back. You go here, there you go. Yep, this is still working. So there it is, reassembled transport. Let me just take the camera down a bit so that you can take a better look. Okay, so there you go. Thanks for watching my video. If you like it, please do like and do subscribe. I'll try to get more of these. If you have any more questions, do post it in the comments and I'll try to answer them as quickly as possible. See you in the next one. Bye.